energy forecast for Monday, April 1st. So welcome to April. I am definitely going to encourage you to take a listen to April's energy forecast, where I give you an overview on some of the energies that we are about to walk into and experience over the course of April. Of course, I'm also going to recommend that you download your zodiac forecast. You can become a Patreon subscriber, access all 12, or you can download them individually from my website. Either way, you should definitely have your Aries season e-guide open and available to you as we dive into a brand new month. And of course, with that, a brand new life lesson. So there is definitely going to be a shift in energy as we kind of move into April. We are being prepped, primed, and prepared for May, essentially, which is going to be a very busy, very crazy, very chaotic month in all the right ways. We're definitely going to be able to take action and make moves and make up for some lost time, but we have the energy of April helping to fine-tune us to understand the path, the plan, the strategy that needs to be executed when gifted with that green light go-ahead to actually do so. So we have 7 different aspects taking place here today. 6 of them are going to involve the moon. The moon shifts into Capricorn energy about 6 minutes into the day. And the only aspect that we have that isn't involving the moon is Mercury. Mercury is going retrograde at 27 degrees in Aries energy. So we can definitely expect some pressure on the headspace, some dizziness, some confusion maybe. I am going to recommend that you take a listen to this week's ascension forecast for all of those ascension symptoms that we can experience as the energies start moving. So, with that being said, the moon in Capricorn energy is going to bring a little bit of seriousness, somberness back to our reality. I say back to reality because when the moon is in Sag energy, as it was for the previous couple of days, we're kind of all over the place. We're scatterbrained, we're dreaming big dreams, we're having good vision on what it is that we want to build, what it is that we want to create. However, sometimes we bite off more than we can chew. Sometimes it's an unrealistic dream. And so the refinement process that the moon in Capricorn is going to offer us is the ability to actually see where we have to come back down to earth just a tad, where it is that we have to kind of get real and raw and vulnerable on what it is that we can actually achieve, what it is we can actually accomplish. And of course, the moon in Capricorn wants to attack the to-do list, providing a foundation, a structure, wherever it is that we can to actually bring some of these dreams, goals, and visions to life. We do have our last quarter moon taking place here very late here today. They will be the last aspect that pops off between the moon and the sun, which of course gives us our last quarter moon energy. This is a reflection back to the new moon in Pisces energy, really taking all of the events in. There's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of highlights, a lot of lowlights as well. This is the process where we are kind of weeding out what needs to stay, what needs to go, what we can build upon, what it is that we can create as we move into this next chapter. So with that being said, the moon in Capricorn energy going to make a positive interaction with Saturn. Saturn, of course, rules over this Capricorn energy, and Saturn, being the Lord of Karma, ruling over roles, responsibilities, systems, structures, foundations, willpower, discipline, and in this Pisces energy, doing an absolute number to deconstruct the old belief system, the old vision, the old dream, so to speak. The moon interacting with Saturn is bringing a gentle nudge to bring us back down to earth, a gentle nudge to see where it is that we have tasks and chores that we need to complete, that we need to kind of clear out of the space in order for us to have the space to build something new in the place of the things that we're no longer in alignment with. This is going to be a little bit of a realization on where it is that we're kind of going through a growth spurt, a phase of evolvement where it is that we're preparing ourselves to kind of jump into new roles and responsibilities. And because this is a positive interaction, we're rising to the challenge, so to speak. We don't see it as something that we're wanting to run away from. We don't see it as a lot of pressure or a lot of intensity pushing us into something that we don't want to do. Instead, we are ready to rise up, to meet ourselves on a totally different level, and therefore open up ourselves to a different timeline, different storyline, and therefore a different result. The moon is then going to make a positive interaction with Pluto. Pluto is the great transformer himself. He is in this Aquarius energy trying to help us stabilize in our mental plane, in our psyche, in our mood, in our attitude, with what it is that we can build upon, what we can improve, what we can do better, where it is that we can kind of flip the script and understand that the big picture vision that we now want to work towards requires us to break things down into smaller, manageable pieces in order for us to actually be able to achieve said goal. So the moon interacting with Pluto in this way, it is intense. We are bossing up. We are seeing the ability to level up, to upgrade our own selves. We are seeing, emotionally speaking, where it is that we're taking power and control back over our emotional realm, over our thoughts as well. This is going to be a realization on where it is that there's some finer details that are now coming into our perspective that's going to help paint the picture on the great changes that we 100% need to be making. The moon in Capricorn then going to make I'm going to say awkward interaction with first Jupiter and then Uranus, and of course both of them in Taurus energy. So this is earth on earth energy, which means that we're feeling the heaviness, we're feeling the weight of the logic, of the practicality, of our mindset, of our emotional space, especially in contemplating our physical realms and what needs to change, what needs to be rearranged, what needs to be restructured. The moon interacting with Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings, at this particular point, we're not really allowing ourselves to go that far into the futuristic vision. We need to concentrate on what we have power and control on here in this present moment, where we do have the ability to kind of grow, expand not only our thoughts, not only our ideas, but our emotions to actually align with the vibration and frequency of these new opportunities that we definitely want to bring to life. The interaction with Uranus, the Great Awakener, is definitely going to put us in a situation where we may not have all of the details, we may not have all of the ducks in the row, but we are starting to see where it is that we're hesitating, resisting making some changes in our physical realm, either due to fear, doubt, insecurity, uncertainty. At this particular point in time, we're just not feeling like we have all of the information, all of the details that we need to plan and strategize a well-perfected plan to actually move forward, to actually make the changes that, again, right now, we're kind of hesitant in making. The moon is then going to sextile, beautiful interaction with Mars. Mars is the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desires, even our anger. He is in Pisces energy, trying to kind of complete his time through the zodiac wheel and get in alignment with a new mission, new quest, new purpose. I love this energy interacting with each other because the moon in Capricorn energy is making a to-do list. We're motivated. We're thinking about the long term. We have new goals, new ambitions that we are trying to percolate on. And Mars, of course, is trying to inspire us, trying to motivate us, trying to get us determined, focused on what it is that we need to pursue, what it is that we want, need, and desire, what it is that we have to do to align with this new goal, this new vision, this new dream. 6:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information, communication, how it is that we express ourselves, going retrograde at 27 degrees in Aries energy. So there is an astro forecast out here for this particular astro event. We do cover it in the Aries Season e-guide as well. So you're going to want to capture the topics, the themes, the focus that you currently have at this particular point in the calendar, because these are going to be the things that not only we're going to have to revisit, revise, re-edit while Mercury is retrograde, but definitely reframe once Mercury goes direct towards the end of the month. The last thing that we have going on here today, 11:15 p.m., again, Eastern Standard Time, the moon in Capricorn energy going to get into the boxing ring, square off with the sun in Aries energy. Again, this is what gives us our last quarter moon phase. Now, anytime that the moon and the sun are coming together in any kind of interaction, it is a trigger, an activation of an aha moment, an emotional realization, what it is that we have to do in order to actually create a different situation, a different circumstance. The sun shining a bright light in this Aries energy wants us to start something new, wants us to build towards something new, wants us to initiate a new cycle, new chapter, new storyline. But the moon in Capricorn energy, again, very hesitant to jump into anything willy-nilly. We have to kind of step back, observe the options and opportunities that we currently have available to us, and think very thoroughly. Think about the variables, think about the options, think about the ifs, and shoulda, coulda, wouldas. And because of that, there's a friction, there's a tension. That Aries energy wants us to take action. The Capricorn energy needs us to think about the long-term effects of the actions that we're currently wanting to take. So it is easy to say that nothing is really going to happen as far as major changes in our physical realm goes, but we are going to have a new aha moment on where it is that some endings, some closures, some releases have to take place in order to free up the energy for us to orient to a new path, a new direction.